Well, thank you, Whip. And as I stand before you for the 10th week in a row, I know you're all going to miss us and hopefully have a great Thanksgiving with your families, because we will take care of our business this week and then finally, after 10 straight weeks here, be able to go back home, and hopefully everybody can have a wonderful Thanksgiving before we come back and continue the people's business. But this is a busy week. And as the Whip talked about, we have a number of items to take care of. And today, front and center, is passing the government funding bill that I want to commend our speaker for negotiating and, frankly, for breaking a paradigm here in Washington. One of our biggest frustrations that we've talked about for months since we took this majority is that we would not have an end-of-year Christmas Eve omnibus bill come to the House floor. When Speaker Johnson got elected, he made it very clear we were not going to end this year with an omnibus where you get these 3,000-page bills that nobody's read that get dumped right before Christmas Eve, and then nobody has a chance to read the bill. It's got all kind of Christmas list items, hundreds of billions of dollars that nobody even saw before. We finally are breaking that cycle by bringing this two-step CR to the floor today. That's going to ultimately bring government funding into January and February, breaking the bills apart so you don't have everything expiring at the same time, but also setting up a real fight over securing our nation's border, a fight that's been needed to have for a long time since Joe Biden opened the border, since we started seeing millions of people coming into our country illegally, with all of the devastation that it's brought, with all of the concerns that you see around the world. There's no more important time that we have a secure border. You saw Chairman McCall talking about the devastation in Israel and the war and the need for us to support Israel in their fight, which we are supporting against Hamas in this terrorist organization. But there are dangerous countries all around the world. It's not just Hamas. Iran is the largest sponsor of state terrorism, including Hamas and other terrorist organizations. We're bringing a bill to the floor this Thursday that will freeze the $6 billion that Joe Biden wants to give to Iran. And the Ayatollah recently bragged that if he gets that $6 billion, he will use it for whatever purpose he chooses, including continuing to fund terrorism like Hamas. Why would the Biden administration want Iran to get that $6 billion? Well, we're going to have a vote on the House floor to block that money, and hopefully you see a broad, overwhelming bipartisan vote. I know it was split in committee. All Republicans voted for it. The Democrats were split. But this should be a larger vote. I think the whole country is going to be watching and saying, why would you dare allow Iran to get another $6 billion when we know they use that money to fund terrorists like Hamas, who are killing Jews, who are beheading babies? You see the atrocities in Gaza still to this day. So hopefully we can be united in that and get that bill to the Senate and get that bill to the president's desk so that he ultimately signs the bill and freezes that money so that Iran can no longer have that additional money to fund terrorism. So we're going to continue to do our work this week, but it's an important week, and then hopefully everybody has a great Thanksgiving. With that, I want to yield it to our speaker, Mike Johnson.